Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are all well. So, I am here for the next part of the flip through of this ginormous book that I have recently finished. Like I said, this has been a very long project, and we have been through half of it so far. And the first half of the book is the spell section of the book. And so now we're going to start getting into the recipe section of the book, which is really fun, like lots of nature-inspired things. And of course, you guys know that I really enjoy working with those types of themes. So I'm just going to jump right into it because it is... the first few videos were a lot longer than I had hoped, so I'll try to work a little bit faster, but you know how it is. So just like the first signature or the beginning of the spell section, I made one of these tabs here, these nice sturdy tabs, and it says elixirs and potions, another little snippet of that same lace, more stickers, and then this is a die cut of these are Thinlits, the Sizzix, Tim Holtz, what have you, and what is it called? Laboratory. So these are the laboratory dies, and I wanted to try and make some of the bottles with acetate and stuff, and so I did make a few of them. This one is with some really thick packaging plastic, and I've just added some paper and the little stopper in there, so those are super fun. Definitely have a use for times of the year other than Halloween, so that's pretty fun. On the back of the tab I've just got a butterfly here, so exactly like the very first page of the first signature, I've done a windowed pocket here, and it may be hard to see, but there is an enclosed pressed fern leaf here, and that's from my rabbit's foot fern, which is one of my favorites. Inside is just this really fancy witch here, and she's got her best clothes on. She's really pretty. It's just a printout onto coffee dyed paper, just some extra space for writing. Inside, I've just enclosed a few pages of moon lore, and this is from an herbalist's guidebook, and it's got a lot of stuff in it teaching you about historical herbal remedies and just really fun little stories about different things, and I thought the moon lore was pretty interesting. Chives will grow on seal and they improve meals. To cure the bite of a mad dog, the hog never looks higher than his head. So there's little poetry, little phrases, useful plants around the farm, insect and ant, so on and so forth. It's a really, really neat little book. And I've used a few pages from that in this section of this journal. And then down here, just a little fake fern and some more sisal. And then these little wooden apothecary jars that I've painted gold, and another little skeleton leaf. This is also from a different herbal book. It actually goes through and tells you all of the properties of the different herbs that you can use for your oils or your teas or your medicines or whatnot. And so I just chose random pages. Here is just a little flip out, and then on the back this is a Prima journaling card with belladonna on it, which is a poisonous herb, or poisonous flower, excuse me. Here's another one of these pages here. Sorry if you guys heard my doorbell. Yeah, so I've just doodled some more of the little dangly things on here, and I've used lots of greens and browns in this section. This is more parchment paper from Dyeing Papers. Some more handmade paper, just a little belly band here. This is a little snippet of how to make some magical inks. Just fun little ephemera piece. And then a little recipe card that I have decorated. And then attached on the side here is some of my first attempts of embroidering leaves. I was trying to learn how to embroider different leaves, and I've just stuck a safety pin in there to decorate it, and then hand-dyed trim on the side. Here's another windowed double pocket, another recipe card that I've decorated. All the ones that I put in the book I did decorate, and that's why I left the other ones for her to be able to alter herself. And then more of the alcohol lift ink stamping. And then in the windowed pocket, just a really simple altered Tim Holtz journaling card. It says wish and good fortune. This is a vellum window, and then I've got more paper flowers and leaves and coffee dyed cheesecloth. Just a lot of fun little layers. Okay, pretty forest on the back. Like I said, lots of ledger paper. So this one actually is a long fold out. You can see how long the actual pages were in that ledger book. And this is not vintage. It's just like a recreation of vintage ledger. And then this is just made from a scrap of paper. Just a simple little tag here and a mushroom charm. This is from another herbal book that I have, Annual Flowers from A to Z. Just sewn some leaves on the side, so that's just some fun stuff to add. Another square of fabric, more, and these are Lindy sprays that I used on these pages. There's a page for vetiver and Swiss pine. And this is the only center of the book that does not have one of the witches in a scene. But when I was going over some of the papers at the very beginning of making this book, this was one of the ones that she said she liked. So I don't know, it kind of just worked out that way. So yeah, just 2 pockets lined with hand-dyed sari silk, and of course I did add the Tim Holtz chipboard sentiment. This one says Collector of Curiosities. And so in the first pocket there is this altered glassine envelope, and I had a ton of fun messing around with this, as you can see. In the background is the Tim Holtz decoupage paper. I've got metal corners on the edges, on the corners. This is one of the Graphic 45 cards, and I've kind of mussed it up and inked it and made it look old. And then everywhere where there was a rip, I've got the micro beads coming out like as if it's coming from underneath. Another fern frond here, and skeleton leaves, and just lots of fun mixed media goodness. There we go. Some glass glitter, micro beads, even some little dewdrops, but it's really hard to see them. And then the back, another metal corner here with a Velcro closure, and inside is just a couple of the recipe cards that I decorated. So I've done all different kinds of things with these. Lots of really lovely washi tapes that I have fussy cut from, and they came from Priscilla, so thank you, lady. Perfect for this book. And then stenciling and more washi tapes, and then gold drips and splatters and just lots of fun stuff. And my hope is that these things will be inspiring for her, and hopefully everything is useful as well. And in the second pocket here is another one of these like altered tags. So I've got die cuts, a butterfly, coffee dyed paper. Here's another of the die cut words, more of the vintage poetry book. On the back of this one, this is alcohol ink and lift ink stamps. It's literally just a crumpled piece of craft paper to write on. And then another dictionary printout. This one's just got all kinds of stuff. I've even sewn up the large tear there. Oh, this is from the Art C Ephemera pack, actually. And it says Halloween, but I liked the little witch with her cute little kitty cat, so I just left it. Okay, another little pin here. More of this really, I say cute and cool and beautiful a lot, but this really neat trim that I got from Kim. This is the other side of that herbal page. One little felt leaf here as a tab. Ruffled fabric. This is the other side of the flower book. And then the ledger here. So this one folds out nice and big as well. And then paper clip to this is just a little handmade little pocket here. And this is from a book. I think I got it from Kim, but it has like Beautiful America it's called, or something similar to that. But it has really lovely excuse me, photographs of nature and little witches out of the hollow, and then inside is just a little piece of ephemera. This may be like a Penny Dreadful circular copy actually, but I'm not sure. So that's that. And then on this forest paper, this little fold out thing is actually a page from a really old, funky looking, one of those like photo books that you get when you go to like the Bahamas or some kind of tropical place, and it's made out of like leaves and all kinds of fun stuff. So I just took one of the pages out, inked it up, and turned it into like a little flip out thing here, and I've left the photo corners in, which are made of raffia or something, but I've done some collaging. There's more of the washi stickers, and I put a label so she can add whatever's, you know, inside of here. Some die cuts here, just lots of fun little collages, and then hand-dyed seam binding. There's a little tab here with this gorgeous trim. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, but it's just a corner tuck spot with another recipe card. And what's this? Oh, it's just some more ephemera from one of the digital kits that I got to use in here. A nice big blank page. This is one of my favorite elements as well. For one, this pocket. This is some really neat. April sent this to me. She got this quilt ages ago, and I think she showed it on a video, but she cut it up into squares and shared it, and it's got beautiful beaded embroidery. Let's see if I can bring it closer for you guys. And so I've just like layered this fabric pocket. There's a vintage doily here that I dyed, and then I did a little candle, another architecture sticker, and then this is like, I think this is supposed to be a death's head moth, and then it says the candles glimmer. So that's the pocket, and inside of the pocket, this was originally meant to go in the very first pocket of this half of the book, but it was too big, so I still wanted to add it in. It's just a booklet that I made, and the cover is gessoed book pages, and I just went to town with inking. I used all kinds of inks, played around, layered some lots of different like leaf die cuts and coffee dyed cheesecloth. Says the apothecary, and then I did like a corset stitched binding, and then I stuck one of the long paper flowers. I've added a feather, and then this this was just a little wooden piece. It's like from one of those Bo Bunny little packets you get with the different wood shapes, and I turned it into a little shaker, so it's a bell jar. And all I did was add acetate on the front and the back after I painted it, and added little sequins and stuff. Made a little charm for it. Even got a little itty bitty bell. And it's just got two pockets on the inside covers. These are cutouts from that herbalist history book. And random pages. I did add some die cuts to some of these pages here. There's a couple of pockets. just a fun little booklet for her to play around with. Maybe she wants to put some special herbs in here that she likes to work with, or maybe she makes candles and she wants to use this for like notes for that, or oils, or what have you. Just a fun little booklet to, you know, be more organized, I guess. More parchment. This is the other half of the alcohol ink tracing paper. Stars I've doodled on this side with more paint. There's a little charm here. And then this is the end of the first signature of this half of the book. And I've just put an eyelet on the side of the page here. And I've got another little tea bag thingy. I've just put little washi tape pictures. And it says witchcraft on it. And then there's a little moon charm. And this vial has dried lavender buds in it. So I think they're lavender buds. They're little purple flowers and little itty bitty leaves. So that's that. This is the second signature. Got a little chipboard piece here. More hand-dyed sari silk. The first page is a glassine bag. It's sewn. And it's embossed, and I've just done some layering here. It says Witch's Brew. There's a little applique I've hand-dyed. And inside, I won't pull it out, but it's just a little notebook that I made using vintage blank book pages. So that's pretty cool. More ledger. There's another square of fabric, and I added some glitterific to the leaves here. Sorry, it's hard to keep this guy in frame. Another herbal page. This one's for rock, rose, and rose. There's a little pocket here using up that really cute brown trim. Another little charm. It's just a printout of some mushrooms. And then here is another of the mini file folders from Canvas Corp that I altered. And I've just layered up some lace, and says magic is in the air. And then you open it up, the tab says things are not what they seem. So I tried to, all of that has to do with this photograph. Well, it's a vintage postcard, first of all, but it's a picture of the sunken garden at night. And so I thought maybe this could be like some mystical, magical corner of the wood. There's just this random garden here, and it's mysterious. You don't know what goes on there or who planted the flowers. Maybe handmade paper, just a little journaling card there. So I thought that was pretty neat and went well with the story. More pretty lace. This is like a top loading pocket. And there's just another dictionary printout of bugs. And then this is just all collaged scraps and pieces of fabric. More ruffled fabric here. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. Little potion bottle. This is just a little small page. Double entendre. My goodness. The number 13, and that is special to her. She knows why. Just a tab here. Another alcohol lift ink stamp. And it's so cool because it shows all the different colors. I love that. So just a tall journaling card there. And then a vellum pocket with, this is actually a stamp. And then I made a couple of these itty bitty envelopes. So this one's made from a guest check. And it's got more of the graphic 45 smaller journaling cards. And then this is from a vintage book as well. And I put the definition for Irby in there. Just thought it was a cute little envelope. On the other side, paper clipped, is just this fun little tag. And the paper clip has this long charm. I know it's kind of hard to see, guys. But if I bring it down lower, you're not going to be able to see anything. So, more alcohol inked tracing paper, more stars and little spirals and stuff that I've doodled. This is something fun. Like I was telling you before, I wanted to add plenty of envelopes for her. This is from a, not vintage, herb and flower book. And if I could stay in frame, I'm sure you guys would be so much more happy with me. I wanted to do a lot more of this, but I guess I ran out of time and room. So she does at least have one, but this is just a coffee dyed envelope that I've embossed. I've added this, this is from an old German dictionary or encyclopedia. I glued that on, added the paper flowers and the postage stamp, and then I've embroidered the grass along the bottom here. Really cute. I would love to do more of this, and I was inspired by Hen's Teeth, who does, it's just beyond words, like how beautiful her embroidery work is. So inside, just a little journaling card from a digikit of some owls. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's all that's inside of there. The little key paper clip, and I have to keep adjusting the thing here. Another pocket here, it says Hocus Pocus Magic Potion, and it kind of points to all of these little potion bottles. Super fun. More some are architecture, some are some like three-dimensional stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree. So that's pretty fun. Just a little random piece of ephemera that she can do lists on. Another altered glassine envelope, and inside there is a coffee dyed receipt and another journaling card from that DCWV paper pack that I use quite a bit of. Hand dyed lace and seam binding. More pom-poms. This paper's gorgeous too. This is ChaosSisters, by the way. More ledger, little butterfly at the bottom, parchment. This is like a corner tuck spot made with a laminated leaf. And I've just sewn some of that hand-dyed seam binding. And then this is just a pretty journaling card with coffee dyed paper on the back. Another pin charm here with another natural stone. And then this is the center of the 5th signature of the book. It says, "She was peculiar." And this is actually, I fussy cut her from a painting from one of my art books. And then I drew out and cut her little witch hat. So it's hard to see, but there she is. I want to say it was a Spanish painter, but I can't remember his name. It's not El Greco, it's somebody else. But really gorgeous painting. Lots of the leaf trim. And these papers, by the way, are Reminisce. I couldn't remember in one of the other videos, but they're all Reminisce papers. More ledger. I've just made a little pocket on the side here, and these are more alcohol lift stamps. And then some mushrooms from Graphic 45's the fairy paper. So I fussy cut those. A little fold out here. Here's a little altered tag. This is actually a sample of like flooring or wall paneling that I got from April, I believe. So I've just added die cuts, glitterific, a wax seal, and added some coffee dyed paper to the back. There's a little glass leaf charm here. And another really fun window pocket. Let me grab that book so I can prop this up. We'll see if it'll actually stay this time, but told you it's a little stiff. But another window pocket with ChaosSisters paper, some paper flowers and fern fronds, and this was one of the first tags that I made. I should have made more like this, but this is from a scrap of coffee dyed file folder. I've added a tab. It says Witch Market at the top, and then it's just a list of some poisonous herbs. And then at the bottom is more fussy cut mushrooms from that paper. And then I've just layered this, it's like eyelash trim, but it's fuzzy like a wool trim. And I've layered it so it looks like they're coming up out of like some fluffy moss or something on the forest floor. I'd love to do that again with something else. Here is a page for vervain. And then Heath Speedwell, another alcohol ink page. And then another smaller page with more jibbed sewn lines and a little die cut. And on this side is another pocket with a cute little girl dressed up as a witch. And then this is also another file folder scrap altered little tag here. And I used Priscilla's technique with the gold leaf and stenciling. And then this is actually a piece from the top of some authentic paper. But it's John Muir, and I thought it was perfect for this. I colored in this Graphic 45 stamp. And then a little altered envelope. This is cool because it's like wood grain. More mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And then inside is just some cutouts of labels from the digi-kits that I used. I thought she could play around with those. More coffee-dyed paper with fun stitching. This is the last of those larger tags that I made when I did the Mrs. Cogs kit, but this one doesn't have one of those. I just really wanted to use this gorgeous butterfly, and then I got some new green primer wax for Christmas, so I wanted to use that on the black, and it turned out gorgeous. But I did like a fancy little top on it. It says Dwell in Possibility. There's this beautiful lace and some, what is this called? This mesh that I dyed. And then the feathers. But if you move the feathers out of the way, I've used snippets and book page text, and it says Wonders of a Witch, True Nature, a Promise, a Blessing. I don't know. I was just trying to put some fun stuff together, but just a fun little interactive tag. And then there's another brass bell here with a feather and a beautiful little bead. Oops. Doesn't want to stay. Look at that. Okay, I'll do that later. Another pocket here with the last, the last altered file folder. Oh, I forgot to put words here, but tons of embossing and glitterific. That stuff is so fun. The definition for magic, some crystals, then continued on the back. And then inside is a huge area for her to write a list, and then more of these digital print magical ingredient cards. The other area the other section of the book has the spell cards. These have the ingredient cards. If I can get these together. Nothing is working with me today. Okay, we're almost done with this signature, and then I'll stop and do the last signature on another video. Here's just a little book page envelope with a recipe card inside, and it's got like stickers of crystals. And then this book page talks all about different minerals and rocks, if I can get it in there. And then some vintage trim here, a little tassel trim. Here we have the other pocket I made from that freebie printout, which is really cute. Just another collage here. It says Make Good. And then another altered tag with Mrs. Cog's Beautiful Witches. It says Her Eyes Gleamed. And then just lots of layered papers. And then on this paper clip we have Double Double, Toy on Trouble, Fireburn, Cauldron, Bubble. There's another vial with some dried flowers, and then a little star charm. Really fun. More hand-dyed lace, and that's it. So I'm going to stop this one here because we're already at 30 minutes, and I will catch you guys very soon for the very last part of this enormous book. And I appreciate you all for sticking with me, and I would love to hear your input and what you think. So I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to spread the love. Bye!